Good Tuesday morning, Jet fans. It is 11:01 a.m. Um, Once again, the clock behind me is an hour off. I need to fix that. It is July 21st, 2020. This is the first video I've been doing since February 4th, 2020, which was the Tuesday after the Super Bowl, which of course the Kansas City Chiefs um, had had beaten the San Francisco 49ers in a very good game. Um, to say that a lot has happened since then would be a major understatement. Um, about a month after we did the video for the Super Bowl post game. Of course, the United States and the rest of the world went into a quarantine amid the pandemic of COVID-19 coronavirus. Um, so I'm not sure how it has affected the viewers. I know it has affected people near and far. Um, People have passed, people have been sick and recovered, people have lost their jobs, um, and it's just been a rough time um, around the world, around the United States, and locally in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut areas. Um, I will be honest, those 5 months that have passed, um, or the 4 months that have passed, I didn't do anything after the Super Bowl, but when the pandemic actually came in, my desire, my mind, my heart was not in doing a video twice a week. There was, I believe, more important things that needed to be discussed, that needed to be taken care of. And honestly, it was a rut for a lot of people. I fell into that rut as well and trying to get out of the rut now. And I thought, what would be better than to do a video on the week where training camp for rookies are supposed to start. So this video may not be like the others I did in the past. I may not have the enthusiasm that I had on the past videos. I'm just trying to get this going again. I'm trying to motivate myself to do this again. But like I said, this is just something with all the news going around, with football starting up and the other sports starting up, that I thought would be just an opportunity to do. Um, so obviously, if you're following us, you follow sports, and you know that sports was halted the week of March 11th. Um, the NCAA March Madness tournament was canceled. All major sports were canceled mid-season. NBA and NHL, any collegiate sports. Uh, and again, I'm just trying to think of things off the top of my head right now. I'm not scripted. Usually, I have just notes that I go over and points that I go over, but I'm just trying to go through things that happened. Um, so basically, MLB didn't have a spring training. They basically did what they called a summer camp, which was, I believe, the last 2 or 3 weeks. It ends today. I believe they are off tomorrow, and then Thursday, Major League Baseball comes back to empty stadiums. I watched two exhibition games between the Yankees and the Mets this week. One at Citi Field, one at Yankee Stadium, and it was sad to watch. No fans in the stands. It basically looked like a scrimmage or just a pickup game, if you will, of two teams, two bunch of friends that split up and wanted to just play each other. You know, they had piped in crowd noise, which people criticized, people were for. Uh, I have to say, I thought it was a nice idea. Actually, the crowd noise, which I think is wonderful, being somebody that's into music and DJing and things like that. The crowd noise actually reacts to what's going on. So there's actually somebody controlling if it's a single or a double, the volume of the crowd noise and the reaction to the crowd noise, a home run. So it's 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 very unique. Uh, the NHL and the NBA stopped just about their halfway point. The NHL usually February is their All Star break. That was, I believe, that was canceled. I don't even think they played the All Star game. I don't remember. And they have picked up camps. They have been put in hubs to practice. The NBA is actually in the ESPN zone in Disney World in Florida. NHL are in, I believe, different hubs. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I really haven't followed the ins and outs of it, but they are set to start up, I believe, the last week of July. And I'm not sure the NBA setup, but the NHL is almost a round robin tournament, if you will. There's some, uh, I guess, qualifying games and then elimination games. Uh, but that's what we're doing right now with sports. Of course, there was uh, racial tensions. There still are racial tensions amidst what's going on, um, police brutality protests, and the protests are still going on. There was looting and there was destruction early on. Thankfully, I believe that is slowing down um, in most cities around the country. It was international as well. Um, and what I could say is I hope that we could all live um, within peace and harmony amongst each other and equality amongst each other and just get along and respect each other. Um, the one thing this website and this video and my Facebook posts and my Twitter posts and Instagram, it has never been a political platform. I won't make it a political platform. Um, my thoughts are let's just please all be peaceful and respectful of each other, and let's try to stop the violence. The fight right now is to get people healthy in this country and around the world, because we have seen something that will be in the history books and in the medical books for our children and our grandchildren to read in the years to come. And it's just have been a very sad last 4 months plus. But slowly things are opening up, and hopefully things will get back to somewhat normal. But again, if you have been affected directly or indirectly by what's going on, my prayers go out to you, and hopefully things will turn around. I have a lot of faith in God, and that's the one thing I probably will bring up from time to time on here is my faith, and I just hope that we heal as a people, uh, both physically and mentally, because this does take a toll mentally on you as well. Um, as bad as it can be physically on you, the mental strain of trying to be safe and cautious to the worry about what's going on can be a mental strain. And that's why uh, I thought this video would be good to try to get my mind going as well on things that I enjoy. So the Jets and the NFL held a draft, and the new norm now, the new word in the house, and if you think of 2020, the words and that part of the vocabulary are pandemic and social distancing and masks and COVID-19 coronavirus and antibodies. Big word that went around that I guess people have taken for granted now is Zoom. virtual meetings. My children had virtual classes. My wife is a teacher. She did virtual teaching. Um, I have done virtual um, communications with family and friends. We did family game night on Saturday nights with my in-laws who live in another state, and obviously, if they were even closer, we couldn't visit at one point. But we did virtual bingo, we did virtual Pictionary, we did virtual. Uh, I forgot what other one it was. I don't know if we did trivia, but we did that. We did Palm Sunday dinner virtually with the rest of the family. We did Easter um, dessert virtually, and so Zoom has taken over, and the NFL did a draft this year virtual, and I have to say it made it very much more interesting, more exciting. And I have been attending draft parties since 2010, the first year that MetLife Stadium opened. They held a draft party there, and I've been going every year since. And basically, whether they're doing things, activities on the field, or you're doing activities in the mezzanine levels or on the outside around the perimeter of the stadium or whatnot, and you basically wait for your pick. But this was you saw the reactions because everybody was home, they're with their families, and you saw the genuine reactions um, of the draft picks being chosen. So this was Joe Douglas's first year as Jets GM making draft picks. His first round pick, who was number 11 overall, was Michael Becton, an offensive tackle out of Louisville. The funny thing was, when they picked him, his dad stood up, and his father could be a lineman as well. You're talking, this guy is 360 something pounds. He's six something. He is a beast. Uh, I think he should be able to protect Sam Donald very well, and I hope that he plays as big as he is. The Jets also went with a wide receiver with their second pick, 59th overall, Denzel Mims. I don't know if he'll be a number one, but he is a skilled wide receiver, and he could add as a threat for Sam. Um, last year Le'Veon Bell never really became that ground threat that they thought he'd be, or we all expected him to be. Recently, he's come out and said he's working harder, and he will prove who he is. Also, in the offseason, Jamal Adams has had an ongoing rift with the Jets. Just started back during the trade deadline, back during the 2019-2020 season, where he was put on the trading block, or they called him to. They called the Jets. The Dallas Cowboys fielded questions with the Jets about a package for Jamal. He never went. Um, he has hinted he wants to go to Dallas. He has hinted he wants to go to Tampa Bay. He actually gave a list of teams he wanted to go to. This soap opera went on for about 10 days, a week or so to 10 days. It has calmed down. I think at this point they are working on something. But he has, I believe, 2 or 3 years left on his contract. Normally, you wouldn't even look at this year as given an extension, but other drafted players in his draft class have gotten new contracts this offseason, so he's just next on line, I guess. I think he's a talented player. Um, I'm hoping a little bit maturity on his end. I'm hoping a little bit more patience on him at his end. I'm also hoping that the Jets realize the talent that he is, and that the two can work it out because I believe he could be a very good player. I don't know if he's a Troy Polamalu. I don't know if he's a Ronnie Lott or an Ed Reed, but right now he is a very good player, and I think he could be a leader on defense. Um, as we get closer to the season, we will discuss players that were injured and coming back, free agents that we signed. This video I just wanted to do. It'll probably be a little shorter than usual. Um, and I know I keep saying a lot. It's just I'm trying to get things only because so much has been going on in the last 5 months and the last couple of weeks, and you try to prioritize. And honestly, sports was not a big priority. Um, Selfishly, I'm looking forward to sports coming back because I do think we all need a distraction, something to take our mind off what's going on outside our door. I've watched so many replays of games. I've watched the '09 and 10 playoff runs that the Jets made, the '98 Jet run, um, just games that we went to. And speaking of games that we went to, I think there's a great segue. Yesterday, the New York Jets and New York Giants um, released a joint statement that MetLife will not be hosting any fans at the games this year in the 2020 season at this point. I don't know if they use the words at this point or to be determined, but right now, come the first week, there'll be no players, I'm sorry, no fans in the stands. Basically, the New Jersey Governor Murphy, one of the um, restrictions are large gatherings over a certain amount of people. Obviously, 80,000 people in a stadium um, exceeds whatever number he had. So the New York Jets, the New York Giants, and Rutgers football will not have fans in the stands. Uh, this will be the first time since 1992 that I have not, or I will not be attending a home Jet game. It has become part of my life, part of who I am. As you can see behind me, this is just a quarter of our Jet family room, our Jet playroom, where we watch the away games, where we home gate with a barbecue, or we do stadium food inside the house, and we watch the games from here. And then on the days that they're home, we're out of the house by 8:30. We're at the stadium by 9:15, and we're tailgating, and we're in the stadium, watching warm ups and stretches, and it's a whole thing. And I will say this started back in '92. Going to the games regularly. It was me and my father. We had two seats over the old stadium, and we made a lot of friends there. We made family there. Um, People I still keep in contact with. Uh, and it went from getting to the game at 12 o'clock for a 1 o'clock game to getting to the game at 9:30 and bringing a TV and bringing a grill and bringing a football and bringing food for before and after and then people meeting you there to out decorating the car and having a certain thing you wear, certain shirt you wear, being uh, I can't think of the word, but wearing your lucky shirt and it became a part of you, and then you look at the schedule. You waited for the schedule to come out, and you planned your vacations around the home games. You planned your weekend around the home games. You planned events around the home games. We went to training camp when it was in Hofstra. We went, I've been to training camp every year since it's been in Florham Park. Uh, my father now is 81. He'll be 82 when the season starts. And the last 6 or 7 years, I've been taking my two daughters. We have extras, we have three seats in MetLife. And it started, they'd come just to preseason games. And now it's become to where they go to just about every game, every home game with me. And we all have our own jobs and we set up the tailgate and we go in and watch warm ups. And after the game, we go and meet the players. And my daughters have been on the sidelines. My daughters have been featured in advertisements at the stadium. My daughters have been featured on Channel 2 interviewing the executives of the New York Jets. My daughters have been friendly with the players that they'd call our cell phones to speak to them. So to say that not going to the game this year is a disappointment would be a very big understatement. Um, but I understand the decision, and as much as it hurts, and I was up in the air about what was going on this year, and the Jets handled this along with the Giants and some other teams very professionally with the way they were taking payments and deferring payments and giving you a choice. I was up in the air about what my decision would be, but in the end, the safety of my family and myself came first. As much as we love the Jets, and we will figure out a way to support the team from home now for 16 games. But um, the reason why I support the idea, and I know a lot of people were bashing the governor for the decision with the crowd size and whatnot, is you don't realize what you're exposed to at the game. First of all, the employees, which I feel bad for, because a lot of them will not have the jobs on the weekend or any events that are going on at the stadium, because obviously there won't be any concerts or any other type of sports going on. So they lose out on that employment opportunity. But you have what they is basically a mini city going on. You probably have between 2,000 to 5,000 employees at the stadium for these events, from the people directing traffic to the people at the front gate to the people in the concessions to the people in the luxury boxes to the guards on each section to the guards on the field to the broadcasters to the cameramen to the medical staff to the teams. I mean, it's not just the 53 players on each side of the team. You have probably, like I said, 2 to 5,000 people in addition to the 80,000 that can fill that stadium up. So a typical game, you pull up to the stadium, you park in your parking space, and you tailgate. And yes, you are basically with people in your car, and you can sit in your car, you can sit outside, but you let people come up and ask you for a lighter, or ask you if they can have a bottle of water, or ask you for directions, or even just give you a high five. Hey, I like that jersey. Hey, up top, we're going to do this today. What do you think of today? So you have that socialization. You clean up, and they have a kid zone where there's rides and blow ups and slides. Obviously that is not sanitary at this point. You get on an escalator, or you get into an elevator, or you go up a ramp, and I mean, you get on an escalator. First thing you do is you're going to grab the handrails, and how sanitary are the handrails? Who touched that handrail before you did? You get up to your seats, and who was in your seats before you? Were the seats clean? I have to say, we knew the security detail in our sections, and we'd say hi and shake hands, a high five. We'd speak for a brief moment or so. You get to your seats, you're leaning on somebody else's seat, you go down to watch practice or whatever, you're getting high fives from the players. There's a lot of um, touching. There's a lot of, you know, just things you don't even realize. Um, okay, so now you're in the seat, and let's just say you can social distance, which I find it, okay, social distance. You go to the bathroom. How clean are the bathrooms? Are you touching anything? Are they automatic flushers? The door. You go online to the concession. People handling your food, people serving your food, people that were there before you that maybe basically leaned up on the counter. The amount of touching of objects, the amount of traffic, foot traffic, um, is ridiculous. So even if you scale it down to 10 or 20,000 people, and I know today WFAN was talking about that, and I actually called and spoke to Boomer and Geo, and while they saw my point, they also looked at it as being a choice and being hard on people that don't have jobs. And they said if people go to the shore and act appropriately, then people go to the games, which I understand. But I think going to the shore, going to the beach is a little different. You're not as excited. You're not cheering. You're not high fiving. You're not screaming. You're not booing. You got to remember, you're yelling. You're standing on defense. You're clapping. You're screaming. You're trying to throw off the offense. Um, and then after that, you're walking out. And like myself, we wait until the traffic, kind of leaves the stadium. So we wait an hour and a half after the game. We'll go meet the players afterwards. We'll get autographs. My girls have had players come over and take pictures with them and hug them, give them high fives. I mean, that's a different world right now. Um, they're showing actually now Mikael Becton when he got picked, and his father is just a big guy, and he signed his first round pick. The Jets signed the first round pick yesterday, $18.45 million, fully guaranteed. And like I said, he looks just like he could be Sam's protector. And they're showing now fans in the stands for the Jets and Giants, and that won't happen this year. And that's what we're talking about right now. And like I said, so there's a lot of interaction on game day. It's a long day. It's for me. It's almost a 10-hour day or 12-hour day. Like I said, we leave the house at 8:30. We're probably home between 7 o'clock and 7:30, 6:30, 7 o'clock. So I fully understand, and I will support my green and white. Um, we will make the best of it this year, watching from home. The ongoing joke is, or the irony is, and I have discussed this with my best friend George, who helps me with the website, and my girls and my father. And I said, watch, this will be the year the Jets get 2 playoff games at home, and we'll watch them from home, literally from home, and not from our home stadium. Um, but it's all to get better uh, as a people. Um, like I said, I hope and I pray that we get to the point where we could get back to games, get back to normalcy. Um, it's just right now not a priority for fans. I think, yes, the business point of it is a priority for the people that work for the teams, for the sponsorships of the teams, for the team itself. I mean, you got to remember the team is losing out on ticket sales. Um, I think the team losing out on I don't know how much of the concession they own or what they get. Um, but hopefully the teams and the NFL can work out something that everybody could enjoy. I, for one, um, am upset, but I understand, like I said, and I just hope that next year at this time I'm able to go to training camp. I didn't go to training camp this year. It's the first time since we're in Florham Park that I've been to training camp. It's the first year in 10 years that I have not been to the draft party. Um, and, leaving that last game last season, I didn't realize it would be 2 years before I got back there. Or hopefully a year and a half. We're talking, next September or next August. So I hope this wasn't a very depressing video. This is just what's been on my mind. I hope to do more videos. I'll see how I feel. Um, I'll see, what's going on. But like I said, the priority right now is everybody please be safe. Um, they say wearing a mask will help suppress the virus. I'm for a mask. I'm not going to judge you if you don't wear a mask. So please, like I said, there's not going to be a political statement. Um, let's all just try to be nice to each other, respect each other, uh, bring peace amongst each other, and get better and heal, both from this virus and from what's going on in this world. Um, we have enough to worry about of things that could um, harm us, and maybe realize that we need not to harm ourselves or each other. So please shoot out a tweet to me at NY Jet Stories on Twitter is our Twitter handle. We are at www.nyjetstories.com. That's www.nyjetstories.com. We have a Facebook page, NY Jet Stories, as well. And we're on this YouTube channel. It's Alex Parziali, NY Jet Stories. Tweet us your ideas. Tweet us what you're going to do this year now. If you had season tickets or you planned on going to games, what you're going to do. And right now, the plan is for the players to be tested. I believe it's every day for the first 2 weeks of training camp. And I think if they get below a certain percentage, then it would be every other day. Um, and hopefully we can get a full season and a healthy season, and nobody gets sick. And I don't just mean the players; I mean everybody involved and everybody outside of the organizations and just in the world itself. And we get back to good old-fashioned team trashing and talking about the Patriots, which, by the way, ironically, is the first time since 2001 that Tom Brady will not be playing the Jets. and he's in a different division, and he's in a different conference. And him and Gronk are in Tampa Bay now. And it's other news that came up during the season that I'm just trying to figure out. But everybody, please take care of yourself, be safe, be healthy, and hope to speak to you soon.